So, remember that new Assetto Corsa game I was excited to try? Then when it was released I did a live stream which was a complete balls up from start to finish, and then I never spoke of it again? Well, tonight I actually sat down for a few hours and tried out a heap of the things the game has to offer, and all I can say is...
this is gonna be a fucking ripper.
Now, if you're not sure what Assetto Corsa Competizione is, it's the latest offering by development studio Not. And to quote the Steam page directly, it's the new official Blancpain GT series video game. The game will allow you to experience the real atmosphere of the FIA GT3 homologated championship, competing against official drivers, teams, cars and circuits. So, for clarification, it's not Assetto Corsa 2. There won't be a whole host of cars and categories and a wide range of tracks. There will be official Blancpain GT series cars and tracks. The game is recently released in early access and offers you just one car, one track, just a small taste of the main course you can expect later on. They have already released the full development timeline, and the cost of the game goes up the further along the timeline you wait to purchase. If you buy the game as of this video, September 2018, you get the game for just $24.99 US, which is roughly half what the game will be at release. So if it's your kind of game, it's definitely worth buying now. It's currently only on PC, but I really do hope it will come out on consoles once the final game is out, because I'd hate to see so many people miss out on this game. So let's start with the obvious. The game looks amazing. The track details, scenery in the background, the in-car, the way the sun shines through the hills and the grandstands is all highly detailed and creates a really immersive experience. Now, I've never done laps in a GT3 car myself, so I can't say if the car sounds are true to their real-world counterparts, but what I will say is that the engine sounds are just like they sound on TV, and the creaks, groans, bangs and crackles from the track, ABS and traction control seem to match what I've seen real racers say are generally missing from racing sims. Whilst not all features are available yet, they have given us the opportunity to try out a number of different weather conditions as well as night racing. So, let's have a look. We'll start off light with some medium rain. Now, you'll have to excuse my driving, I haven't done much practice, or any at all, so I'm not exactly setting records here. But keeping consistent with what I was saying earlier about the visuals, the rain looks very nice. It pulls on the track in the spots you would expect it to, makes the track shiny, and just generally looks like a wet track. They've also done a very good job of how the water looks on the windshield. The way it runs up and blurs your vision in the bits the windshield wipers don't get may just remind you of that other time you saw that in real life. There are 3 windshield wiper settings, by the way. I used the second one here, which worked well for medium rain. The fastest setting works well in heavy or stormy conditions, and I'd imagine the slower setting is just right for light rain. They seem to have nailed the sound effects as well. The way the rain drops get faster as you increase speed shows a really excellent attention to detail. I mean, if they wanted their rain to sound like rain, then I can confirm that it does sound like rain. The best thing about the rain though is the way it affects handling. A lot of games feel like they just kind of drag the grip slider bar down everywhere on the track, but in Competizione you do actually still have a decent amount of grip under braking and out of the corners, but lose grip where you would expect, like painted white lines and on the curbs. If you've ever driven a real car in anger whilst it's raining, you'll know that whilst you have to slow down a bit, you're not racing on ice like some games would have you believe. Sure, you have to slow down a touch, brake a bit earlier and apply the throttle more gently, but it's not really that much harder, it's just slower. And it's a feeling that, at least in my opinion, they've gotten spot on. And I have to say, it's the closest I've experienced on any racing sim to date. So let's remove the rain and add some darkness. Now, I don't think I need to tell you how good this looks because you can see for yourself. Night racing is not brand new to racing sims. Project Cars has already done night and rain racing for that matter, and I really haven't spent enough time on that to draw direct comparisons. What I can say though, is that they have done what they needed to. Stadium sections feel brighter, grandstands are lit up, but not unrealistically, just a big spotlight, some brighter, others dimmer. Then when you get away from the crowded areas, the dark feels, well, dark. There isn't too much ambient light in the night sky, but there is enough that you don't feel like you're racing in a tunnel. One thing Assetto Corsa has always done better than any other game is to make you feel like you're there. You can say what you like about the other details of the game, but no other sim or game combine visuals, lighting and audio in such a way that it creates such an immersive experience. If you really want to feel what it's like to go racing, shut the door, turn your headphones up loud enough to drown out the kids screaming or mum telling you to get back to your homework, disable the HUD and take to Assetto Corsa. Either of them for that matter. I'll add some rain now so you can see what it's like at night. And you can see that visibly it's not affected too much. It's still very much drivable. Probably one thing I will say though, comparing with real life, when you drive at night in the rain, the drops tend to reflect off your headlights a lot more than they do here. Plus they really aren't that visible even on medium rain, but I'm probably being picky. And look, since I've dipped into the negatives now, I know that so far this Not review has been pretty gushing, but I do want to say that it's certainly not without its fault. iRacing fans will still say the car's handling is just a bit off, much like they did with the first Assetto Corsa. Fans of the first AC will say that not supporting mods sucks. And whilst I'm more than happy with the force feedback on my G29, I have heard some complaints from others. Probably one thing I did notice on track details, I did say at the start track details were great, but I was referring more to the track accuracy. The actual surface itself is a bit bland and featureless, but let's remember this is early access. There are so many updates to come that I really don't want to focus too much on the negatives at this stage. In fact, the last thing I'll say before we leave the negatives behind is that yes, I can see all of those flashes where it pops up and says Assetto Corsa Competizione Early Access. I don't know why it does that. No other game I've ever recorded does that. This does it. I don't know why. Hopefully it's something they fix. But I want to finish this early access not review by showing you the thing I enjoyed the most about this game so far. I've been banging on about how the game makes you feel and how immersive it is as an experience. Well, I want to finish the video up showing you a full lap in stormy weather, without me crapping on over the top, so you can really experience the best the game has to offer. If you have enjoyed the video and would like to show some support for it or my channel, then please take a moment to hit like and consider hitting subscribe to see more of my content. Now, if you've ever driven in the pissing rain, you will know how the road looks like a mirror. You'll know how hard it is to see anything on the road itself. White lines and bumps completely disappear and visibility is very low. If you've ever watched motorsport in monsoonal conditions, you'll know how there is more grip on the outside of the corner. You'll know how squirmy the cars get under brakes, and you'll have seen how even in a straight line, cars will spit out sideways as they hit deep puddles at full throttle and aquaplane at ridiculous speeds. How the TV telemetry shows that they are barely using full throttle anywhere on the track. Well, if you would like to experience it, then Assetto Corsa Competizione has you covered. Now turn up your headphones and enjoy.
process steps of